Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to our channel. Before I start, I want to give a huge thank you to all of you for your support on Content Miss. It was really fun to make videos every single day. I won't be uploading daily anymore now that that's over, but I will be trying to up my upload schedule from 1 video a week to 2 videos a week, so we'll see how that goes. Second thing before we start, I'm sure you can notice, but we got some better quality now. So got a new camera, we're gonna see how this works. So it's my first video on it, so cut me some slack if it's kind of like. But today, as you can tell from the title, we're gonna be talking about scandals. Womp womp. Luckily, I have not been in a scandal yet, but you know who has? My school. And I haven't seen anyone do a video like this yet, so I kind of wanted to do it. But yeah, today we're going to be rating my college's scandals. I really hope I don't get in trouble for this, because that would be an awful way to start 2021. So we're not manifesting that energy, we're manifesting good energy. We're gonna keep this peaceful. It's gonna be great. And we're just going to share some stories. So like anything that's in like the public eye, there's like bound to be scandals, some drama, some controversy about said popular topic. And in this instance, we're just talking about my school. And to be even more specific, we're gonna be talking about the things that have gone on since I've been there, so in the past 3 years. I wasn't involved in any of these, but I was there for like the pushback and the blowback for anything and everything that happened, so I was like very much aware of what was going on. And some of these are pretty good. Like they have like varying degrees of like severity, public backlash, just like general things. If you go to my school, you know that there was a point in time where there was like a scandal literally like every other week, which is really interesting. It keeps things fresh, keeps things lively, you know? Never get bored when people just don't stop saying things. So let's get into it, shall we? This should be fun. Okay, so I wrote some of these down on my phone so that I don't like really forget any of the major ones. This by no means encaptures all of them. These are just the ones that I specifically remember very well. So we got, how many do we have here? We have 5 that I remember, and if I do some quick Google searching, we can find some more, but we'll stick with 5 for now. Now, before I start this video, I just want to clarify that I do not mean to trivialize these scandals at all, just because I know that they have impacted a lot of different communities very deeply, and I mean no disrespect. And I don't think it really comes across this way in the video, but I just want to clarify anyway that I mean no disrespect to anyone that was involved in these scandals. I'm just simply making this video to highlight times where my school just simply did not respond or react or handle the situations that occurred the best. Also, all the scandals that I'm talking about have been addressed to some degree at some point. Like everything I say in this video can be Google search. There are articles about this. I'm just trying to be as respectful as possible about this and sort of turn a negative into a positive. And the first one on the list was the first one that I experienced when I got to college, and that was the Snapchat incident part 2. I say part 2 because there was another Snapchat incident the year before. Before I get started, these both are like racially motivated. Basically, the gist of the first one is that the sorority girl had this banana and she took a picture of it on Snapchat and was like, oh, I'm like 1/16 or whatever % black, because she was holding the banana. But the second Snapchat incident happened the year I was there, and this one wasn't much better. Again, sorority girl. There was a Snapchat of a picture of this girl that was at like, I guess like some historical plantation.
Wait a minute, hold on.
You can already tell where this is going. But she took a picture by like this plantation gift shop and she like captioned it, I wonder if they sell slaves. What are you thinking, love? Anyways, that was a good kicker. That one got a lot of discussions. We had like a whole town hall and everything. We like really talked about it, real good kumbaya. But just because like that was like my first one, I give that one like a good 6 out of 10. Oh, I didn't actually explain what the things are. I'm giving each scandal a rating from 1 to 10. 1 being like very boring scandal, like not really even a scandal, it was just something that kind of happened. 10 being like, oh yeah, this is a really juicy scandal, like this probably should not have happened, like probably shouldn't happen again. Sort of mentally traumatizing. So that's what we're rolling with. This one will probably be like a good either 5 or 6, I think. 5 or 6, because like since it was my first one, I was just like really passionate about it, like really invested in the story. I was like, whoa, why did that? Now I'm kind of just like jaded. I just like see stuff that happens and I'm like, again? But that one was like one of the first ones, so it was like more like juicy, you know? Now remember, this is in no particular order. We're skipping around the years here. The next one that I remember is the president of our university. This is a good one, get ready for this. The president of our university made an, how do they say, insensitive remark. I'm pulling out the laptop because I don't want to misquote this. But basically, the gist was he was being interviewed by a student about like university's investment into fossil fuels, and the student goes, so what if the majority of students were to agree in regards to the student's rejection of the school's investment into fossil fuels? And he goes, doesn't matter. What if the majority of students agreed to shoot all the black people here? Do I say, oh well, the majority voted? No. This one caused a scandal because like, who says that? like why is that your example? Why is that your prime example? Like of all the things you could have said, like all the things that could have like came to mind, like the first things to come to mind, I don't think for a lot of people that one's the first. You know, like I don't think that's like the first example that comes to anyone's mind when you're trying to find an example of something where a lot of people are advocating for something that isn't right. There were a lot of other examples you could have used there, but because that was like the first one that was like very oddly specific, that got our president into a lot of scandal and issues. Like right now, he's not like one of the most loved people on our campus, but like he issued like an apology statement later. So I guess like that was like resolved or whatever. I think I'd rate this scandal a 7 or 8 actually out of 10, just because like I'd rather not see that happen again. I'd rather not like have the president of my university give examples like that because it's kind of bad. Yeah, like a good 7, 8 out of 10. Like that one was pretty impressive, if that's the word to use. So kind of going along this theme, this next scandal, kind of really bad. So like there was this protest, right? It was about divestment from fossil fuels, kind of about the same thing that the president was talking about in the last one. They're walking past or to like the president's house because his house was on campus. And there was this one girl who got up on the steps or was like going up the steps to the house, and the campus police just like pushed her off, like shoved her off, like she fell to the floor type beat. Like it wasn't cute. And she like hit her head and everything. It was like really bad. Not something that the school should be very proud of, especially since all of this was like on campus with video evidence and a lot of people like watching. It just was not good. I'd have to give this one, just because like someone actually got like physically hurt, I'd give this one like a solid 10. Like definitely should not have happened. It was just like one of those scandals where it was like, is this who we are? Is this what we represent? I mean, like, I guess, because like, you know, as you can tell, this isn't like the first time the school's been in like a scandal when it comes to these sort of things. The next scandal I'm gonna talk about, I've mentioned before, I made a video on before, and this one is about the time that we had a professor that pretended to be black for years. She was a full white woman, pretended to be Afro-Latina, got hired, worked in like Africana studies. She was like fully committed. Like give her like the racial Oscar. Like that's like commitment. Like you thought Nikita Dragon and Trisha Paytas were bad, at least they take that off. I just have a lot of unanswered questions I don't think I'll ever get the answer to, and I just need to accept that. That one's like a big one. Like that made like mainstream news. Like I have to give that one like at least like either a 9 or a 10 just because of like how big of a scandal that was. I think that was like one of the bigger ones, but you know, it happened. You live and you learn. Who to trust. The last one I'm going to talk about is the most recent one. My school laying off most of its maintenance workers, a lot of professors, and like I get it, it was because of like COVID reasons, but at the same time, they laid off a bunch of maintenance workers, but also had about like 400 kids move onto campus into dorms where they need maintenance. Because like, you know, in buildings, things happen, things break, you need like people to actually fix it. But like you got rid of the people that would do that, get rid of like their livelihoods, their jobs. Like especially like people that have been there for like years and years and years, just like fire them. So like it just doesn't sit right with me that you do that to so many people, especially when you're keeping the campus semi-open. Like they did the same thing to RAs, and like I was an RA. They like halted the RA program, even though that they have students living there and students partying, might I say. There were students partying, but I digress. Like looking back, like of course, like there's hindsight, like seeing like, wow, that wasn't a great decision. But like that really just was not a great decision. But like in the scale of like all the rest of them, I wouldn't say that it was like one of like the worst scandals that my school has had. So for that, I give it like a 5 or a 6. But yeah, I think that does it for this video. I feel like that was a lot. And just like the time that I've been here, and again, I didn't address everything. I really wonder, do y'all schools have a lot of scandals too? If they do, let me know down in the comments, because like I'm sure that my school isn't like exclusively problematic. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. So everyone always jokes about college being a scam. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if they're actually joking or if they're being serious, but college is actually a scam, and for some reason as a society we're just like all okay with it. For some reason we can all agree about scams like pyramid schemes or Gabby DiMartino's OnlyFans, but for whatever reason when it comes to college we're all just like, and that just really doesn't make sense to me, because Of all things, if you really think about it, the college system is a scam. First and foremost, let's talk about the most important thing about college, the lack of sleep and alcohol issues. I mean, the education. Each college really prides itself on its world-renowned education and constantly prices itself differently because it just has like that real elite education system that you won't get anywhere else.